gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Warrior Wrap-Up. I am your proud host, as always, Sam Eglowitz, here with one of my most esteemed guests to date, the current, in her third reign, Warriors of Wrestling Women's Champion, possibly the queen pin of Warriors of Wrestling, absolutely the queen pin of the women's division without question, ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Addams. Nice to meet you, Nikki.
All right.
I'll take it. I'll take it. It's a pleasure to have you here. So we are hot off the heels of intergender warfare, and I want to ask about that. But before we get to the events of intergender warfare, I want to ask about Livewire in October. So you issued an open challenge.
Right.
Because you've beaten everyone that there is to beat here in Warriors of Wrestling, and it was accepted by a young up-and-comer who goes by Jade, and she gave you quite a fight.
Right.
Did she? And
if that's what you want to call it, sure.
Well, the match did only end with you getting the victory because of interference from her former teammates, but regardless of that, it's been quite some time since you've had a challenge like the one Jade brought to you. So I wanted to ask what that was like for you to have the fight brought to you like that, you know, by a blue chip prospect here.
Well, I'm just gonna clear up a few things here.
That's what we're here for.
I didn't ask for help. I had no idea that the cause was coming out there. I mean, it's not much of a secret that they've had issues, but I didn't ask for their help. I certainly didn't need their help. And if you want to look back on that match and look at the tape, I'm pretty sure I was well in control when they decided to come out. So the gripe really there is on them. I didn't ask for anything. And if you look at the tape, you will even see that when Roger comes out, I'm more shocked. And I thought he was coming for me. I didn't need my hat anyway. So, didn't ask for a thing. And I was not in any jeopardy there. So before we act like I was about to lose this match, maybe we should check the facts.
Fair.
Thank
Fair.
you.
So there's no doubt in your mind that Jade is no competitor to you because you would have beat her in that match regardless.
Well, I already know what people say about me. I'm Mr. Bad Guy. Let's blame her for all our problems. Convenient. Look, this is what I'm gonna say. I was not in jeopardy. I'm confident I would have won that match. I have way more experience. I'm gonna be fair here. I don't not think that she doesn't have potential. She works hard. She does what she's supposed to do. She does her due diligence. I give her credit for that. She's definitely not trying to take like the easy way out here, which a lot of people do. So I will acknowledge that. Do I think she would have won that night? No. Do I think she has a chance to in the future when she racks up more experience and starts to really branch out and start to experience other wrestlers? Yeah. Not right now.
So, the anniversary show coming up, where she will be challenging you for that championship after the results of intergender warfare, where you, along with Max Bean and Roger Mendez, lost to her, Joey B, and Kuda Montana, earning her
Wasn't pinned.
a shot at your champ. You weren't.
Well, I don't understand the logic here though, is that I wasn't pinned. How did this become a match that gave her the right to being a contender here?
Well, some could say that she was owed a rematch because the last one, no matter how certain it was that you were going to win, Miss Addams, of course, but she was cost her last match due to outside interference, so some could say that she was owed a rematch, you know, regardless of the outcome of the match at intergender warfare.
To be honest, I wouldn't even argue with you if I was that much of a lowlife that I asked for their help. But I asked for nothing. Didn't need anything. So why do I get penalized for that?
Well, I don't think, with all due respect, Miss Addams, again, I don't think that having to defend your championship, especially on the biggest show of the year, is necessarily being penalized.
She's not ready. She's not. She's just not. Will it be a victory for me? Yeah. Doesn't anyone think that I get bored though? Maybe I want a challenge. Commentary sits there and says I'm lazy. Well, maybe you give me something to actually work on then.
That might have been my partner, Chris Scott. No such words left in my mouth.
If you look at my previous history, I've worked my ass off. Sorry, like that people aren't coming in the door here. That makes me have to work that hard anymore. Bring me someone that will make me have to work like that. And then maybe you'll get good guy Nikki Addams back. Probably not. Yeah, I'll work hard. I always do. But you know what? That attitude's probably done with, because being Mr. Good Guy never panned out for me.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up. I'm glad you did. This attitude change that we've seen you have over the course of your return at Warriors of Wrestling. You used to be very much in Jade's position. A lot of people used to look at you the way they're looking at Jade now, kind of a young, up-and-coming blue chip prospect type of deal. And we saw you for years be, as you said, the good guy and the good champion, the
what
good
you're
employee.
trying to say is that for years you saw me with the bubbly attitude, Mr. Good Guy, dancing with the puppet strings as I was being mimicked to do what I was told to do. Yeah. Sorry, I got sick and tired of that.
So what exactly was it that instigated this attitude change and this new mindset that we've seen from you since you've returned here? What exactly happened, or what switched in you, or what was it that made you adopt this new kind of outlook?
Well, I'm glad you asked. You're one of the first people that actually were like, I want to know. Everyone else just makes their assumption, and they just are like, oh, she's wrong, she's the bad guy. Like, no one ever asked me for my opinion. But that's fine, because to be honest, you can think what you want. I don't care. I've gotten to that point in my life where I don't care. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, not for nothing, that's your problem, not mine. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I have done right by everybody my entire life. You need something? Ask Nikki. You know what? She'll do it. You know why everyone has that mentality? Because they know that I have a hard time saying no, and that I'm a pushover, and if you need something, I'll go, oh, okay, even when it's something I really don't want to do. Things sour here on what's supposed to be my last match back in February 2020. Just wanted to leave in peace. Now, what had happened was I started having second thoughts. I'm like, well, maybe I should really just try to get my mind right and stay a little bit longer. You know, I was definitely in a mental state that was not great for me at that time, where I'm like, you know, the best thing for me is to kind of take a step back. I get refreshed, I have a few good matches, I have a few good experiences. I'm like, okay. I tell Joey, and I said, hey, thinking I'm having second thoughts. You'd think that the man would be thrilled. That is not the response that I got. Not at all. In fact, he said some pretty horrible things that he won't even sit here and admit to. He has the nerve to sit here and say I'm a miserable bitch. And then he says, well, you had all these opportunities. Listen, buddy, it's not about the opportunities. I never said I wasn't grateful for them. So even though you try to label me as the bad guy and all this now, that's fine. Don't you dare try to say that I was never grateful for the opportunities that I received. But also don't try to say I never earned them either, because I was loyal as hell and you refused to acknowledge that. My loyalty was always questioned, which, not for nothing, is insulting. I was always loyal. I was always there. You called upon me. I was there to do the job I was given. And I was never difficult. This guy then comes in here and wants to start calling me a miserable bitch, saying that I have no right to be upset. Not for nothing, my guy. You may be a miserable bitch. You questioned me. Then you had the nerve to say these hellacious things to me that you don't even want to admit to. And then you asked me to come back and help you. You're the one that made my retirement stick. I tried to retract my decision and said, you know what, I feel a little bit better. I feel a little bit more refreshed. Let me retract this. You'd think the guy would be happy about it, and he wasn't. So there you go. My retirement is set in stone. My retirement night, garbage. Did not go well. People might not realize that, but there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. Fast forward, to the show 10 months later, and you need my help. We'll go to her. Nikki, she never says no. You know, we blame her for all our problems, but we need her, so she'll never say no. And the thing that pissed me off the most, to be honest, one, you had the nerve to ask me for help after what had occurred. You never wanted to rectify. You never wanted to apologize and say you were out of line. You never wanted to own up for your wrongdoing. And if you would have, probably would have resulted in a different result, to be honest, because it's really all I was looking for was an acknowledgement. And then you have the nerve to ask, but you don't even ask yourself. You have somebody else working here at the time send me a message and ask. So, if people want to label that now as I'm just the bad guy and that I'm unjust for having the feelings that I feel, and, in typical fashion, what people always go, oh, women are crazy. Call me whatever you want. I really don't care. At this point, the people that I like and care about, they know who they are. They're good to me. And if you want to have a negative opinion about me, shove it. I'm not losing sleep over it. Because there's a good chance that you probably contributed to doing something harmful to me as well.
Usually, after I ask a question, I have some follow-up questions. But I think that was thorough enough not to warrant any. I do have one more thing I'd like to ask you, if that's all right with you, of course, Ms. Addams, before I get you out of here. With an eye on the future, December 4th, the anniversary show, with your loss, not your loss, because you didn't get a pin, of course, with your team's loss at Intergender Warfare, Jade is now being given another chance at your Women's Championship, as we discussed, at the 14th anniversary show here at Fun Station on Victory Boulevard. So, Nikki, is there anything you want to say, last words, be it to Jade ahead of the match leading into the 14th anniversary show, be it last words for Joey B, although I think you had plenty of those. Anything else you want to get off your chest before I get you out of here, Nikki? Miss Addams, excuse me.
Sure. I will defend the championship in December. You can say whatever you want about me, but I've always done the right thing when it comes to that. That is my job. I am the champion. I will show up. Do I think I will lose? No. But you know what? If I do, then I'll give Jade respect because she'll deserve it. So maybe she'll surprise me. I don't think so, but to be fair, if she does manage to pull that off, then she'll deserve respect. What I do have to say to her, though, is, Jade, I had no problem with you whatsoever. I had none. But you poked your nose into my business. You inserted yourself into me now having to have a problem with you. I don't know why you would do that. I liked you. I had high hopes for you. I saw you and I was like, I can help her. I can help her avoid all the horrible things that I've experienced and guide her in the right direction. She was on the right path. She wasn't tolerating anyone's crap. But now she's deciding to try to play the good guy card. Not for nothing, I've done that for 12 years in wrestling. Did not pan out in the long run for me. Maybe I had opportunities, sure, but I never had people's respect. I got walked all over and I got treated like crap along the way. If you want to make that mistake and experience that and learn that the hard way, be my guest. But now, I'm sorry, you're in my sight, and I'm not going to be easy on you. And if you spew blood in December again, you've done it to yourself. So, good luck, friend.
Nikki Addams, thank you so much for joining me here on the Warrior Wrap-Up.
Sure. You're not
December 4th anniversary show. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That might be the first nice thing anyone said to me on
You're
the show.
more respectful to me than most people, so you're okay.
I'm going to add that to my resume. Nikki Addams, pleasure to meet you. Thank you.